if you guys haven't heard of these two, they've been doing this podcast for, I guess, representing themselves as these chill frat boys, talking crap, just kind of, guys, just how podcasts could be if politics weren't in play and we weren't actually commenting on the world and actually, engaging with real events that actually affect us and the people around the globe. But for some reason, these two were able to nail an interview with Benjamin Netanyahu. That's weird. Why would Netanyahu do an interview with two guys that never even do any politics at all? Well, I'm gonna hear you guys. I'm gonna introduce you to them right now. They're gonna tell you about the interview they're about to do, and then we're gonna see a couple of clips of this. But yeah, these guys, something's a little off here. Let's see if you guys can discover it with us. We'll take a closer look. Here it is.
Internet now too, it's like you don't even know what's real anymore. Like you read shit and it's like you see a headline and it's like, is this true? Is this not true? So I see so much stuff about, what's going on in Israel and, Iran and Palestine. And to be honest, I just really don't know what is going on there. So it's going to be interesting to sit down with Prime Minister Netanyahu and kind of just ask him some questions about what we read online and
get educated.
Probably going to be a lot of hate in the comments and stuff like that.
Get educated. Oh, I guess that's how journalism works. If you want to make the crossover from a podcast, talking crap on whatever, and you want to move into politics, just bring on a guy wanted by the International Criminal Court for genocide he's committing in real time, and he'll teach you guys. He'll be your educator about how to conduct journalism, and he'll educate you on the region too that you guys haven't paid any attention to. That's a great idea. Okay, let's see how this goes.
My opinion, I mean, dude,
we're journalists, right?
We're technically journalists.
How can you pass up this opportunity at the end of the day?
No, and
how can you pass up this opportunity? Oh my God. Okay. Wow. If you had the opportunity to fight Mike Tyson at his prime and you never fought a fight before, how could I pass up this opportunity? Well, he give you a pretty strong list of why you should pass up that opportunity, just for your own mental health and physical health and your well-being, just your life in general. But in this case, it's actually worse than that analogy. It's worse than Mike Tyson kicking the crap out of someone who had no business being in the ring. This is worse because we're talking about influencing a massive amount of people in an arena, in a ring you've never been into. But okay, keep justifying this.
Plus, at the end of the day, it's like we get the opportunity to sit down with one of the most powerful people in the world, a world leader.
Yeah.
And we get to ask him some stuff, and we're going to ask him what we want to ask him too. So if you guys, want to...
Oh, by the way, that's a giveaway. We're going to ask him what we want to ask him too. So that's pretty funny. So that means he got his list of questions already, and they're looking at the things that they're required to do. So they left that, but that's funny because we know that's what he's not saying. But we get to ask our questions too. Okay, that'll be fun. I can't wait to hear what those are.
Hear shit, whatever questions you guys want to hear. There's probably a ton of other interviews of him on CNN or typical news stuff. We're gonna ask him what we want to ask him. So to me, this is crazy. Like how far we've come, and we're get to sit down with world leaders.
Yeah,
it's fucking insane. So
yeah, I mean, for any backlash, this is just an opportunity. Again, you can't really pass up. I don't see it. Like, there's no one else doing this.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll sit down with any world leader in the world.
I agree.
I mean, my dream guess is Kim Jong-un.
Both of
Kim Jong-un, if you're watching this.
Okay, these guys are just being idiots right now. Why aren't more people doing this? Because he's only selecting you because you guys are complete putzes. Don't you understand that? Like, do you think other people turned it down? They don't want to confront Netanyahu. Other journalists don't want to confront him. Oh, they don't feel like it. You guys, however, have great impulses as journalists to say yes to interviews that everybody else is just turning down. Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, no self-awareness that you might be being used right now. But okay, go ahead.
This is kind of
like to come to North Korea and interview you.
All I can think about is the interview when we're doing
I'm so down to pull up to Moscow and interview Putin too.
Yeah, we'll do everybody.
I mean, you guys sound like idiots. After we beat Tyson, we're gonna get all of. We're just gonna keep. You're just living in your own head here. But again, this is not the boxing analogy. The sports analogy is not doing it justice, because this is actually affects people's lives, because you're affecting your opinions of a lot of people who also haven't been paying attention and are going to listen to this piece of shit, who's going to start by insulting you. First thing he's going to do is insult the podcast arena, which he has not really done. I don't think Netanyahu's done this. So he's going to give one snarky comment about it right off the bat.
This is what sets off podcasts. You could put a small microphone here, but no, you have to see this thing, right?
Yeah. Prime Minister Netanyahu with us today. We're here in the.
Okay. So that's the beginning. That's how it started. Just to give you more of a background here, these guys from Job Site, the NELK Boys, Canadian frat bro, YouTube crew turned Trump adjacent merch empire, just sat down with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. And then they're going to do their little intro here. Job Site's going to tell you about that. It's that I see so much about what's going on in Israel and Iran and Palestine. And to be honest, I just really don't know what's going on there. So it's going to, this is what you just heard. So it's going to be interesting. We don't know anything about anything, but this will be interesting to have this psychopath, murderer, genocider, war criminal, crimes against humanity, baby murderer, sit down and explain to you what's going on. That's the guy I want to educate me on, Palestine 101. That'll be great. That'll be really great. And then just to give you a backstory, okay, one of these guys, the guy on the right, that's Aaron Steinberg. His father is Harvey Steinberg, and Harvey, his lawyer, defended Asher Carney, a convicted nuclear weapons smuggler, back in 2004. So none of this is actually surprising as far as how did you set this thing up. NELK Boys are dual citizens running propaganda for a wanted war criminal. They made it clear what side they stand on. They never dress up in suits, along with putting up the Israeli flag for their boss. So they're completely uncomfortable going into this. There's the flag in place. There are the suits. They don't ever wear suits, apparently. I don't know. I don't watch them, but yeah, you're definitely going to be able to tell how uncomfortable this is for both of them. So let's check out a couple of the clips of what went down during this interview. Well, let's start with what question would you start off? Let's see if you guys were doing this interview. What question would you start off with? Maybe a friendly warm-up one. Let's talk about food. What do you like better, Netanyahu? Do you like McDonald's or Burger King? Because the people want to know.
At McDonald's.
No, I'll tell you, Burger King. We did the double,
Whopper.
I
haven't ripped Burger King in a long time.
Burger King kind of sucks.
Yeah.
No,
the BK Lounge can hit.
I disagree completely.
You like Burger King over McDonald's?
That's your worst take, I think.
Absolutely.
That's a crazy take.
No, that was fine. I mean, I like Burger.
Unbelievable. Talking about fast food while you're actively starving people to death. If you've already killed 500,000, or you have the 2.2 million that started in the Gaza Strip. You killed 500,000 of them already, at least 500,000. The rest are starving to death right now. That's 2.2 million people minus the 500,000 that are dead. 1.7 million people starving to death right now. Yet we want to know if you prefer a Big Mac or a Whopper. Good start, guys. Way to get that, way to kick things off really strong. Okay, well, what did they come up with next? Oh, let's talk about the accusations of the Palestinians. This is the one. Netanyahu is going to tell us why Palestinians are so bad and need to die. And I hope these boys are taking notes, because it's important we know, why are you killing all of them? Well, please tell us, Netanyahu.
And they teach their children that the greatest duty is to murder as many Jews as they want. The so-called moderates, the other branch, not Hamas, the moderates that are described as such, they pay for slay. The more Jews you kill, the more they pay the murderers. I mean, that's a death
Which
cult.
is crazy, yeah. Some of the anti-Semitism I see is pretty nuts.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm an American Jew, and it's hard to identify as that.
I understand.
You almost don't even want to own it.
But I think we just changed history. I see American Jews are very proud now. Jews around the world are very proud because these guys were out to murder us and do another Holocaust. The Holocaust, the Nazis murdered 6 million Jews. There are now 7 million Jews close to 8 million Jews in Israel.
So he's literally going to sit there and imply on this lame podcast that it's going to be worse than the Holocaust because there's 7-8 million Jews in Israel, and that's 2 million more that were killed in Nazi Germany. Are either of these two podcast hosts / I guess we'll do quotations journalists, are either of them going to ask him how close are they to that so far? How many have they killed? Or no, we're just talking about a feeling. Of course it's a feeling. Netanyahu loves feelings. He always feels like something is going to happen. That's his entire thing. That's everything. Netanyahu's MO is feelings. These are things that are going to happen, so we have to stop them before they happen.
They want to murder all of us, and they say so. And all of a sudden, unlike the Holocaust 80 years ago, we were completely defenseless, and they butchered it. Now we're not defenseless, but we are targeting them. And even though we have to fight the vilification that is happening in America too, ultimately, people join winners.
Oh,
that's what happens. People join winners.
People join winners. Again, we have no moral compass when we're Zionists. All we care about is winning and losing. That's it. There's nothing of morality there. There's no humanity there. There's no people get in the streets for a good cause. He can't even pretend that's the case. All he can do is talk about how you can manufacture people's alignment. You do it with flags and balloons and target messaging and all of the money put into AIPAC, but not only that, the ADL, all the money put in to manufacturing propaganda so people feel like you're the winner. That's your way to the goal line. It's just theater. You're telling us that's what matters. You're not telling us that morality matters. You're telling us that people like winners. Therefore, let's figure out how to become the winner. That's it. Are these two pushing back? Hell no, they're not. Do they even get one good question in? I didn't watch the whole thing, but apparently there is a clip I'm going to play right now. They ask one question. One question. Are you going to get a follow-up from it? No. One question about the starving of the Gazan people, of Palestinians. Come on, guys. Let's get them on this. You can do it, journalists. Go for it. Get them on it. Get them on the starving of Palestinians right now. Here we go.
Israel's like starving the people of Gaza.
Well, because we're trying to get the food in, and we let food trucks in, and guess what happens when we let them in? Hamas steals the food.
Oh my God, he sounded like Bernie Sanders right there. What happens? Hamas steals the food. Oh, really? Oh, so you guys wanted to give them food. Well, why do you want to give them food? I thought they were all going to kill you. So this doesn't make any sense. And he knows he can get away with this. We're trying to aid them. We want to nurse them back to health. We really care. As RFK Jr. says, the Israeli army, the IDF is the kindest, most moral army in the whole planet. We want them to live. We're trying to get them all Big Macs right now. We got a whole order from McDonald's. It was for 2.2 million, but we had to cancel 500,000 of them. You know why? Because just they're not going to eat when they're dead. So we had to cancel those ones. But we still have 1.7 million Big Macs on their way right now. The problem is that it's Hamas. Hamas is stealing the aid. Okay, yeah. Are you guys going to push back on that? I don't think they are. Because again, this is their first time doing this, and they don't know how to conduct an interview. So that will be it. Let's see what more garbage response do you have for us, Netanyahu?
Takes the good chunk for itself. Then they jack up the prices, and then they sell the food to its population, to its hungry population, if they give them at all. And then use the money that they take from their own people to recruit more killers into their terror machine.
Is there any pushback? No, of course not. Of course not. So they asked the question. It was probably a question one of their followers asked them to ask. And look, I'm not saying that they went in this as total, like these two total Zionist dudes that were ready to just do propaganda with him the whole time. I think they went in completely ignorant. That's the problem. We saw their ties to one of their fathers, to deceptive stuff from Israel. We know that that's the tie. That's probably the communication that allowed them to have access to Netanyahu. But I will give them the benefit of the doubt that they didn't go in this with nefarious purposes. They just don't know how to do journalism, and that's why they were the perfect target for Netanyahu. And I'll tell you, I saw this clip. This is after the interview, and this one's a telling one. This one's gonna, if you guys think that they were intentionally trying to make him look good, it's worse. It's worse that they weren't actually intentionally doing it. They actually didn't know what they were doing. That's the point. Here's their after discussion with some of their fans, who I would imagine were completely pissed off about what they did. And so you can see they're affected by it here. But here's one of their reactions. Here's their reactions to one of their viewers' comments on what they watched and what you guys just saw a lot of.
A good point. Someone said having Netanyahu on is like having modern day Hitler.
No, I saw that.
Which is, honestly, guys, I'll be honest. I'm here to. That's a good point. We're here to fucking learn, to be honest, guys.
We're here to fucking learn. Yeah, no, you said that up front. We get it. You said this is a learning opportunity. How can you say no to this interview? You guys were honest about that. I actually believe that part. I hope you've had a new consideration now that you've gone through this once. Your first interview with somebody in politics. Like, politics is like it's like sports. It's just a hobby. It's not a guy sitting down with you that is responsible for, as we said, in real time, out of all the people, he's already killed 500,000. But there was 2.2 million. There's 1.7 million starving to death right now. And you thought it was a good idea to ask him about McDonald's and Burger King and which burger you prefer while you're starving people to death with our taxpayer money. I hope you've learned a lesson from this experience. We all learn from our lessons as journalists. You self-describe yourselves as journalists. You certainly have a following on your podcast. Congratulations. But calling yourself a journalist and then doing a disservice, to say the least, a disservice to the discussion, not to mention completely disrespectful to journalists on the ground, journalists covering this for years, not just since October 7th. We've been part of this for the last 2 years, but to disrespect outlets like the Gray Zone, Max Blumenthal, Aaron Mate, disrespect countless people that have been part of pushing back and getting in there to get the real story. You're talking about Big Macs and Whoppers. And again, I appreciate that you're listening to your fans now. And they're probably, most of them, I would hope, at least half of them, I would hope, are legitimately concerned about, do you guys think that you're going to get the next interview with, is that, you still want that? You want the Putin interview next? Is that what's going on? Or are you guys going to take a step back and start to reconsider your approach to what we take very seriously in this arena? And we do learn from each thing. And I hope you're learning too. Because again, no one else is turning that down. You were selected because you were vulnerable enough. You were a target for him to come in and blather about how Palestinians want to kill us all. So we got to wipe them off first, off the face of the planet first. And then we're going to lie about giving them aid, which we don't want to do. Why would you want to give aid to people you're trying to wipe off the face of the earth? Because they want to kill you. So we got to kill them first. So think about it. Go through the tapes, review it, and figure out if this is what you want to do. NELK Boys. What is it? The NELK Boys? Think of that if this is what you actually want to do, or if you're just better off, go back to what you're good at, which is talking about beer pong and hooking up and all your pretend college frat stuff, and you'll have plenty of money making opportunity with that. Just do that. Just do that. But yeah, this isn't a joke. This isn't sports. This isn't a boxing ring. This isn't a leisurely activity. This is people's lives we're talking about. So take it effing seriously.